I think I do a pretty good 𝖕𝖗𝙙𝖏𝑔𝖏𝑔𝖚. Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. Oh, hello. I'm less than a minute in, and we already have a visit from Best Boy. And come up. There are no squirrels to see, but he's still looking. Anyway, let's jump into the video. Today, I want to talk to you guys about my resolutions for 2026. In 2024, I made a video talking about my resolutions for 2025. Scary noises out here. And then 2025 happened. Year of the snake? More like year of the struggle. I was struggle maxing in 2025. And I recently looked over all of the resolutions I had in the video that I made, and I completed around half, maybe a little less. But this year, I am locking in. If you watch any of my short videos, you might have seen that I turned my resolutions for this year into a bingo card. And I printed two versions of the bingo card, one to stay in this diary that I just finished, and the other went into my newest diary. This is from ゚2026, by the way, shout out. This is the artist who painted my little guy. I showed that off in the last video. As of recording this in mid-March, I have done 7 of my resolutions already, and I've crossed one of them out. So let's go through and see what those resolutions were. By the way, I'm using some really cute stickers I got from Daiso to mark when I've completed a resolution. Like any bingo card, the center is a free space option, and all of the resolutions I chose for this year around it are meant to balance out the different pillars of my life. Since I'm self-employed now, I was really motivated to make all of these career goals, so I had to consciously remind myself that I wanted to make goals that were from different areas of my life, involving my relationship, friendships, myself, my doggy, not just work. I love being a girl boss and being on that corporate grind, but it ain't everything. But let's go ahead and start with my 4 goals that were career oriented. I wanted to publish a book, publish a comic, publish a zine, and publish a children's book. Last year, I published 2 zines and 1 comic, and this year I have actually already published a zine, so that one got a check. I am on track to publish a book this year. The scariest noise is happening outside right now, and it's like the middle of the night. What I just heard literally sounded like the singer zombie in the new Resident Evil game. I think it stopped. Okay, anyways, I am on track to publish a book and a comic book this year, so I'm very excited about that. Currently no leads on a children's book, but you never know what's gonna happen. Next up, let's get into some more personal ones. I want to thrift and upcycle clothes. I want to get into the habit of gratitude journaling. I've actually been really consistent with this one, and I'm very happy about it. Next up, family road trip. I've been in Washington my whole life, and I've barely done any touristy things. I really want to visit some of the mountains around here or take a ferry. I mentioned it earlier, but last year I commissioned one of my favorite artists to make a gift for my partner for Christmas, and it reminded me that I don't do that enough. Whether as a gift or just for myself, I'm gonna be on the hunt for artists who have open commission. If you're one of them, let me know in the comments below. Design stationery is technically a career thing I want to do, but also just something I want to do for fun. Attend an art event. Technically, I have already attended an art event this year, but I was a vendor, and I would prefer to attend an event as an attendee. As a vendor, I don't really get the opportunity to go around and purchase art from other artists. I did get a little bit of time at this last event that I went to, and I got a couple of cool things, but I didn't get to see the whole event, and I'm sure I missed out on some really cool artists. Small Art Mart is an event that I attended last year that probably the most fun I've ever had at an art event, probably the most money I've ever spent too. I was hoping to maybe be a vendor at it, but I think I've just got too much going on this year to realistically add it onto my plate. So maybe next year, but this year for sure as an attendee. Fill a sketchbook. Speaking of Small Art Mart, I bought a really cute sketchbook from 𝖕𝖗𝖙𝖏𝑔𝖏𝑔𝖚 Station. I'll put their Instagram on screen. This is by far the cutest sketchbook I've ever had. All of my other sketchbooks have been the sketch pads that you buy at craft stores for like a couple dollars. I've been very slowly filling this up, but I'd like to start filling it up with more intentional projects where I'm exploring mixed mediums. Pick up litter. I've been going on so many dog walks, and where I live now, there is so much litter. Instead of getting mad about it, I have decided that I'm just gonna start picking it up. I wanna make sure that when we're going on walks, it's safe and that there's not anything like dangerous or gross that he's gonna pick up in his mouth when we're walking around. Because he will. I really want to host a friend event this year. I've mentioned this before, but we moved last year, so we are much further away from a lot of our close friends, and even more of our close friends ended up moving out of Washington completely. So I've never felt more disconnected from community before. So I really want to make sure that I'm putting in the work to stay connected. Time to reveal the one resolution that I've already crossed out, and that is clean every Sunday. When I first made this resolution in my mind, I was thinking that it would be nice if I had a day of the week that ritualistically I spent either with my partner or blocked out some time just for myself, where I was going around and doing a lot of the chores or tasks that slipped by throughout the week. However, this has just not been easy to do, because throughout the week, I kept thinking, oh, I'll just put this off until Sunday. And then if something came up Sunday, like an emergency or an event, I just had like a huge pile of things that then went to the next week. So I didn't find that to be working. I haven't done this yet, but I really want to read in a cafe. One of my resolutions for last year was to track my reading, and I did not do that at all. I thought about making that one of my resolutions this year, but I didn't want to quantify it and put that kind of pressure on myself. So instead, I'm hoping that reading in a cafe will help push and inspire me to get excited about reading again when it's in like a fun space. At my last apartment, I used to visit the library a lot. I got my library card when I was in 2nd grade, and I recently turned it into a little keychain. It's already really small and portable, but I always forget to put this in my wallet. I'm hoping that making it a keychain will remind me to bring it. Even if you're not going to check out a book or to read or use their computers, I always recommend going to the library just to check out what free pamphlets and printouts they have. Last year, the King County Library System hosted a book bingo, and they collaborated with one of my favorite artists, ゚2026. When I heard about this, I ran to my local library, and I was so happy that they actually printed the book bingo sheets for adults. And I've got it hanging up on my wall now because it's so beautiful. And I'm clearly a sucker for a bingo sheet. It may surprise you to learn that, yes, I'm goth. More in spirit than in practice. I used to be a goth baddie. I kind of distanced myself from it when I became a working girly, but now that I don't work for a corporation anymore, I'm slowly returning to that. I've never learned the traditional goth makeup. I've only ever done my eyeliner in a really dramatic way, so I'm pushing myself to learn and practice more traditional goth makeup. I don't think I'll ever do the full face of traditional goth makeup, just because I don't like to wear that much makeup in general, but for sure I want to practice more with the eye makeup. Fill a scrapbook. Scrapbooking is something that I've been telling myself year after year that I'm going to get into, and I just never do it. It's really overwhelming to start scrapbooking because in my mind, I have all these different chapters of my life, and I don't know which one to start with. I think what I'm going to try and do is work backwards from where I am in the present, because starting at like childhood kind of stresses me out. I don't have all of the photos and ephemera that I know is out there, and I don't want to start making something and then feel like I'm missing things. There's definitely a bit of like perfectionism that I need to let go of, but I think starting like in the now is a good way to just get myself going. Something I've already achieved 3 months into the year is 100 dog walks. That one was an easy check. Find a new bookstore. There are a ton of bookstores that popped up last year in Seattle. I'm looking at you, Love Struck. For my birthday this year, I would like to turn 27 while stargazing. Make a plushie. I want to do this so badly. I've been wanting to make a plushie for years. This has been my dream craft project of all time. I recently bought a Cricut cutter, and I saw someone on Instagram using it to cut felt. So I feel like that's going to be a game changer to make it even easier to make my own plushie. Finally, I would like to quit picking my face. This is the worst habit I have by far. When I was a kid, I used to bite my nails. As you can see, I no longer have that bad habit. Around the same time though, I traded it in for picking at the acne at my face, and unfortunately, it has stuck with me into adulthood. So this year, I'm trying really hard to intentionally ditch it. A lot of the time, I've noticed I will start picking my face when I'm bored. So I'm trying to stop myself from doing it by having a lot of fidgets around me. I purchased this ~Nido last year, which just look at that. I love this thing. It's great. Kind of hard to take with me though. I have the classic fidget spinner that I bought during the pandemic, but it's kind of loud and jingles a lot, so I don't like to take it out with me too much. From my brother who went to Japan, he actually got me this gotcha Nintendo controller. It's a nice button fidget, very portable. And talking about Small Art Mart again, My partner went with me and surprised me by buying me this keyboard cap fidget that also lights up. So cool. Also very easily portable. I am doing a better job of keeping up with my skincare routine as well, which I think is also helping me to avoid picking because I remember how much work I'm putting into taking care of my skin, and I think to myself, I don't want to ruin it. What are some of the resolutions you guys have for 2026? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.